Parascientific Escape Crossing at the Farthest Horizon。这个英文翻译我好像跟日文的标题有点区别，但意思是差不多的。超科学脱出还是个系列，然后在原点交集，也就是第一座的女主，这个是 Hitomi 吧，然后第二座的男主跟女主就要 Kyosuke 跟 Mari 是吧？这两组人重逢的话，我猜这座的剧情可能会交替进行，就是一部分是他，一部分是他，然后这个我猜是离子。当然这一切都是猜测，我还没有被剧情剧透。然后第二座的选项决定路线的设定，在这座应该也是有的。Please decide if you want to view an explanation of the story up until now。大家看一下吧。View the explanation. View it. Only explain characters. Only explain the word. View it. 看一下啊。Spring, everything comes alive as a cruise ship sinks into the ocean and the girls make a miraculous escape. Early summer, a request whirls through a detective agency, leading the way to a new fate. 这是第一座，这是第二座。那第二座倒是没有这个像这个第三座一样，一开始给你介绍一下第一座的剧情啊，因为第二座跟第一座其实比较独立。相对来说比较独立，但第三座看起来跟前两座都有关系。Summer's end, the two stories cross in a foreign country, where the truth behind all this awaits. August 20th, 2:12 p.m. Zena HQ PSI Evaluation Room. Episode Hitomi Akane no 有的 Episode Hitomi Akane no 估计另外一个就是 Episode Kyosuke 爱呢是吧？Hitomi 人设改了吗？怎么变得这么帅了？我去！那 God, is this it? Hitomi Akane no 17 years old, female, Suzumi Academy, second year, member of Zena, psychic with two abilities, lost father in an accident. 我想想，是 clairvoyance 跟 teleportation 对吧？Willingly joined Zena after a high-profile incident on a cruise ship. Cruise ship 就是第一座的剧情。I focus my mind and unleash my PSI telekinesis. Telekinesis? 是 clairvoyance 跟 telekinesis. There's nothing to move. This is a test to measure the strength of my PSI. EG levels at 225. Miss Akane no, please increase the output. Researcher, increase the output. How's this? I further strengthen the focus on my telekinesis. EG levels have exceeded 250. Please maintain this output as long as you can. I'm not too great at this. As painful as it is, I continue to maintain the strength of my PSI. Okay, next, we will measure your maximum output. Give it everything you have. Roger. Having been waiting for this moment, I released the full extent of my power. I try to emulate the time I protected Chisono on the sinking ship. EG levels at 350, 400, it just keeps rising. 450, 500. 冰的一声，哈哈哈。Well done, Miss Akane no, you reached 617. That's a new record. Well, hey, I did it. 发型也变了是吧？整个造型有点变了，怎么还长胖了呢？Whoa, that really took it out of me. I sigh. Having safely made it through the PSI evaluation test. 这个就是 Zena HQ 对的 Zena HQ 第二座有这个场景例会场景 My powers have been improving steadily since I joined Zena. Zena, a PSI research institute, works under the pretext of aiding society. After the spring incident, Hitomi, Chisono, and Maria had all joined its HQ. It operates worldwide. Its HQ is in Japan, but it has many regional branches. Gets most of its funds via connections with Amabishi Global Enterprises. Zena stands for Zeroth, Extrasensory Perception National Academy. I feel good about how that went, but yeesh, I'm tired now. At times like this, all I want to do is eat some Psycho 1 ice cream. With that in mind, I get out my smartphone and open the contacts list. Just as I go to tap the name Chisono Shio, I remember. Guess I'm still not used to this. Of course, Chisono can't come to my side right now. I can't simply invite her to hang out. I mean, she's not even in Japan. Chisono Shio, 16 years old, female, Suzumi Academy, second year. A psychic with telepathy, has known Hitomi since they were very young. Sharp mind, superb grades, scholarship student, talented, strong-willed. I can't contact her using a normal telephone. Our chances to talk are limited. It takes several days to get a text back. I've spent the last 10 years with her always by my side. It's become so natural that her being gone for a month hadn't sunk in. Thus, I continue to scroll through my contacts. The next name to stick out to me was Maria Amabishi. Maria is in a place where she could receive phone calls, but just like Chisono, she's in a totally different time zone. It's still morning there, so I'm sure she's busy. Perhaps even still asleep. I queued out of my contacts and put my phone back in my bag. How many times have I done this, only to realize they aren't in the country? Maria Amabishi is 14 years old, female, Lisbon, St. Barbara student, psychometry user, joined Zena and Hitomi's school, but had to transfer again. Daughter of FC Amabishi, CEO of the Amabishi Group. 这是介绍了。Hitomi Chisono, this is farewell, but only for a short while. I can only apologize for having to take my leave so suddenly. I will, of course, be lonely. However, I want to become a woman. Become a woman? My wonderful father can be proud of more than I fear that loneliness. I hope you too will continue to value that pride more than anything. Gotta pull myself together. My grades had been falling since Chisono left, so I'm taking extra classes. Oh right, I've got some time to kill before the results are published. With that in mind, I decided to head over to the business floor. Someone might know how Misaki's trial is going. It is related to Amabishi. Misaki 也出来了。Misaki Himekiri, 23 years old, female, pianist, singer. A wonderful pianist with an enchanting voice. Debuted while in college. Suffered from an incurable illness, but her lover and doctor helped her recover. 也没有说他跟那个某人联手制造了第一部作品中的事件。Nothing, which means that there still haven't been any major developments. There are a lot of people interested in the trial, but no one had information. Well, at least my PSI evaluation scores were good, I guess. It hasn't even been a year since I joined Zena, but I've completely changed. Before I came here, I could just about use my PSI to move a cup. If I keep on practicing and get even better at using my PSI, if that happens, if my PSI keeps improving, 我操，这里选项来了。我先选第一周末就按自己的想法来吧。I will save a lot of people. I guess I could save a lot of people. I originally joined Zena wanting to lend a hand in helping lots of people. Of course, Zena have a lot of expectations of me too. It's full of people who want to help society, who all push me onward. Even everyone's support behind me, or with everyone's support behind me. I want to keep on getting better and help as many people as I can. And to think I was so desperate to hide my power before this. I don't really want to say it was thanks to the ghost though. It was tough. I'm brought out of my self-reflection by someone calling out to me. It looks like a member of personnel, but I haven't seen them around before. You are Hitomi, correct? Yeah, I'm Hitomi Akaneno. We received a letter addressed to. Seeing this, the personnel member took out an envelope. Well, now that you have this, I will take my leave. The member of personnel says his farewells and walks off. A letter? Why would a letter addressed to me come to Zena? Maybe they didn't know where I lived. The first idea that comes to mind is, could it be a fan letter? Haha, fat chance. I flip the envelope off and take a look at the sender. Huh? There's nothing written where you'd expect the sender's name to be. A letter from an unknown sender. This feels familiar, right, like that day in spring. I carefully open the envelope, making sure it's not booby-trapped. Inside is a sheet of paper. The first thing I notice is the ghost's mark. This has to be the ghost, right? This mark always accompanies messages from the ghost, as in the ghost of W from the ship. I still have the letter from the ghost, which led to us boarding that ship. Us being locked up and escaping was all part of the ghost's plan. It seems like the ghost still hasn't carried out their true objective. What are they trying to do this time? I flipped the letter over, carefully reading each word one by one. 然后呢？切换到这儿 ，August 27th, 0:14 a.m. Japan time, Airport International Lobby Episode Kyosuke Ayana。这样的话，玛丽应该也在，但我不知道这条线是嘛？因为第一座是没有分结局的，第二座是有分结局的。我估计是普通结局，普通结局就是 Skiko 被杀死的结局。So this is the lobby for Eastern Europe. Kyosuke Ayana, 22 years old, male, Ayana Detective Agency chief. Inherited the agency from his late father, lost an arm and eye 5 years ago. Received prosthetics from his friend Yukiya, letting him use chronokinesis. 哪里？How long is the flight again? 我猜了个15岁。How long is the flight again? Did you bring enough romance novels? It's not strange to bring a couple of books with you on a long journey. I brought some mystery novels with me. I like romance novels, but it's not something I really want money knowing. Besides, I have to keep my manly appearance up in front of the public. Kyo-chan, you should really be honest with yourself. Mari Sasamine, 16 years old. 那还算那个，比那最年轻的是没有。Female, Camellia Hills West, second year. Works part-time as Kyosuke's assistant and his step-cousin. Also his step-cousin. Step-cousin 什么意思？ Sharp reflexes, great at housework, supports Kyosuke emotionally. Step-cousin 什么意思？查一下啊，还有这种词 ？Step-cousin. By the way, Kyo-chan, have you ever been out of Japan before? 第二次我没有说他们两个有任何血缘关系啊 ，step 也不是血缘关系 ，stepmother 是继母，那 step cousin 是什么？You know we went to get our passports together. Obviously I haven't. We will have to be on our best behavior so we don't shame the Japanese people. Step cousin 可能是那也就是马里线的延续。We are not friendship， 也就是说同居了。We are not friendship.Ambassadors, just be yourself. More importantly, we need to get our job done. We are not going to play around. Roger, I will help as your wife. Gonna give it 110%. If you must bring attention to it, could you at least use fiance? 那看来是马里线，不清楚的可以去看一下这个作品，这个系列第二个作品的最后真理结局，马里结局。It's like apples and oranges, right? What's the difference? Seems like you really do need to take those language classes. It goes without saying, but apples and oranges are completely different. Do you know if Oleg can speak Japanese? Oleg? Yes, fortunately he's a Japanophile. We will be able to converse normally. Phew, my last score on an English test wasn't good. I really did try though. English isn't their state language, but it's common enough to be understood.I appreciate your hard work. I will be relying on you out there. Yeah, I will be working really hard for both yours and Skiko's sakes. Come to think of it, Skiko had lived in America for a while. If she were coming with us, conversing with locals might not be the problem. Also, not having Yukiya with us will make bargaining difficult. But we can't back down now. We have to keep on moving forward.Ayana Detective Agency Episode Kyosuke Ayana 3 days prior 3天前果然是分开剧情的一条线是这个 Kyosuke 一條線是Hitomi Kyo-chan, what's with that face? I received a message a little while back from Mr. Oleg. Oleg is a great detective in Wizardrock, right? Yeah, he's an old hand, way more experienced than I am. So then, what was the message about? Do you remember how there was a dispute going on in Wizardrock? It's a small country in Europe and a main factor in our previous incident. Rock, Eastern European country, around uh, 9,100,000 citizens, former Soviet Union, was recently swamped by an independence conflict. Its western region, Almgath, claimed substantial independence in the end. It's not recognized as an official country, and tensions still simmer. Kyosuke's father, Gento, had been there as a head of a PSI research lab. Amabishi supplied weapons to Rock and IXG to Almgath. Yeah, course I do. I studied it loads after what happened. That's the spirit. First, Mr. Oleg managed to confirm that Lisa is currently in Rock. Lisa 应该就是那个银发的人。We'd had Yukia's help in chasing after Lisa after what had happened. Rock was of special interest as Lisa has deep connections to it. Lisa, you mean Lisa Kamiji, the one who was with Skiko? Yes, they've already parted ways, but that Lisa. This situation is touch and go. We have to respond quickly. Lisa is probably trying to reignite the dispute. She wants Rock and Almgath to be at war once again. Huh? What? But why? Probably to create the new country Lisa's after. She wants to create a country for psychics, right? Right, and to make a country, you need a plot of land. Of course, no country in the world is simply going to give up land. Lisa must think her chance lies at the end of the Rock conflict. If Rock or even Almgath were to dissolve, she can intervene there and become the leader of a new state. This has enough potential and charisma. She could do this. But that's not the whole story, is it? Of course not. A lot of people's blood will be shed. No, that can't happen. We have to stop her right now. I messed up. I should have applied for the passports earlier. Our passports won't be ready for another 3 days. Of course, I hadn't thought Liz would do something so extreme so quickly. Though it's not like we can just shut off our office and act immediately. We are going to be busy. We need to sort out all our cases in 2 days. Got it. I will let my family know I won't be home for a while. That'd be a huge help, but will they be okay with that? It's not like I'm on bad terms with them, but she is a young woman. Young woman. Yeah, we are already engaged, so I'm sure they will just grin at me. 还真是马里贤。Well, I guess that's fine, as long as I don't have to feel guilty. At some time, I will have to go and meet them properly. 然后回来的时候，回到当前时间线 Japan time. We've got a big job waiting for us. Are you ready? Of course, when we return, we are gonna have super good news for Skiko. I want them to make up, if possible, Skiko and Litsu. I agree, that would be the best result. Alright, let's show the world how great the Ayana Detective Agency is. Yeah, and when the requests flood in, you can buy that engagement ring. You are right. I still haven't been able to give her one. I know she said I didn't have to, but I'm still human. A ring is the least I can do. 然后再切回来，再切回来。他也在 International Lobby， 但这次是9点30分早上。It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Hitomi Akaneno. Yukiya 的这出来。You must be Yukiya Osaka, right? Yes, that's correct. Yukiya Osaka, 22 years old, male, IXG JP branch president. Was raised in the same orphanage as Kyosuke, joined IXG after middle school, despite the title of president secretary. This genius basically runs IXG Japan. Yukiya Osaka of the Japanese branch of IXG in the flesh. IXG, a multinational company that primarily buys and sells weapons. They have other ventures too, but mainly exist as a defense contractor. Their search for talent led to Yukiya being scouted in middle school. They have subsidiaries worldwide, often called branch offices. Its HQ is in America. Its HQ. IXG are the initials of its former business name. Also, I say, but right now that introduction isn't entirely correct. It's not correct. He doesn't seem to have made a mistake. In my case, it's nice to meet you. I'm a member of Zen HQ. I look forward to working with you. There's no need for that. I'm barely older than you, and you are the VIP here. Just speak to me as if I were one of your friends at school. Right. Let me give it a shot. My shoulders drop in relief. I've always been bad at being formal. What do you call you? Yukiya. Yuki. Yukis. Which do you like? Yukiya is fine. That's the one I'm most accustomed to. Got it. Nice to meet ya, Yukiya. I know it's kinda sudden, but can you ask you some questions? Of course, I have the authority to even discuss company secrets. Oh, it's not nothing that big. 来，终于能存档，那还好，我还以为这期下就要很长。What was with the introduction? Have you been fired or? Aha, that's funny. You have a good sense of humor. I was being serious. You could say it's the branch that was fired, or allowed it to be. Huh? Did all your employees get the sack? Don't worry, I would never permit my staff to be lost by the wayside. IXG Japan has gained independence from the IXG group. Though we were a branch office, we were basically an independent company. All we did was cut our ties. Our workplace still stands, and no one's jobs are in danger. Well, that's a relief, but doesn't being independent make your work difficult? Don't worry about that either. We already have a deal with Amabishi. Amabishi, a global enterprise based in Japan, rivals with IXG, has made remarkable achievements in its many fields as a conglomerate, makes enormous profits as a defense contractor, but is still behind IXG. Due to its large size, even its talented CEO FSA Amabishi can't control it. They pour a lot of funds into Xena and have sole access to their research. You are friends with Miss Maria, so I'm sure you know about them. Oh yeah, I have a decent bit about them. I'm talking about ideas for a new business name. Got any ideas? What, me? I'm not too good at this, but I kinda have to answer now that he's asked. Oh, how about Axino or something? To be honest, I don't really know what that word means. All I know is it's part of Sono's email address and sounds smart. So you are not just funny, but knowledgeable too. Darn, his evaluation of me just keeps rising. It's a little plain, but with a little tweaking it could work. And what's more, it seems that like he's actually gonna see it. You said I'm a VIP, right? Just I don't really feel like one. Am I that important? Yukiya's here for one reason, to protect me. When I told Xena I was going abroad, they said I needed an escort. I haven't mentioned the ghost, so I do know why they are making such a fuss. Xena lets their members go abroad alone all the time too. Having an escort is really too much. Oi, have you forgotten just how much noise you created back in spring? Ahaha, that whole thing was such a mess. I just thought it was a bit strange, to be honest. I can use clairvoyance and telekinesis. Basically, I'm a double psychic. There was so much fuss back in spring cause I'm the first on formal records. For the media, it might be, but it's different for us. Someone having two kinds of PSI organ was thought to be impossible. Well, I'm sure I don't need to explain this all to you. Yeah, even he did, I'd never understand it anyway. You are the most important trump card Xena has. I understand if you don't like it, but unfortunately we have no choice. Oh yeah, it's not that I'm opposed to it. I was just wondering. Fortunately, I can speak English. I will interpret if you need it. I totally will. If I was on my own, I'm sure I'd get lost. So you are working with Amabishi, right? Yeah, I thought I told you that already. Weren't IXG and Amabishi rivals though? Amabishi has deep ties to Xena, and I hear they hate IXG. IXG is a global company too. They are always at each other's throats. This is business. There's no enemies when there's money to be had. Abse, Ambitious CEO, agrees with my predictions. I needed someone intelligent to back the Japanese branch. Unlike our head office, Abse is always looking into the future. And Abse has always wanted a sharp right-hand man like me. This guy is perfectly confident in himself, isn't he? Amabishi is like a sick elephant, too big for Abse to heal on his own. For that, he needs a staff officer. We both needed similar things as business partners. So you are saying IXG Japan will become a subsidiary of Amabishi? Like hell it will. We will only ever belong to ourselves. I refuse to let us become someone else's lackey. To put it simply, we are cooperating for our independence. Alright, I think I've got some idea of the situation, but if I get a chance, I will have Chisono explain it to me. To Visarock. 感叹号 Thanks for telling me all that. Should we head off now? I know you are meeting a certain person, but why all the way in Visarock? Well, I sure hope it's a person. You sound like you are going to see some kind of ghost or monster. Ahaha, you are closer than you think. Actually, I'm going to meet the ghost. The ghost? Yep, I will tell you all about them before we meet. I haven't been able to get it out of my head. What the ghost told me back on that ship. Oh, he told me, Akane, your sister really does want to meet you. What was written in the letter about her was no lie. We've been friends for some 10 odd years now. You and my sister. She's going to be so jealous when she finds out the ghost met you. The ghost's gone on ahead to meet your sister. 为什么一会儿大写一会儿小写 What a thrilling case is this? I wonder if the ghost really did meet up with my sister. It's not that I have any complaints about being raised in an Akaneno, but I was put up for adoption as soon as I was born. I have never met my family.